I want to talk about this business that you're starting, and I kind of want to go into a little points on personal branding. But let's start at your business, dude. Talk to us about it because I know you've been a teacher for the longest time in terms of your content, all the kind of stuff you do. What are you up to, man?
All right. So we're building something called as Growth School.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Growth School is a place where we partner with some really top-notch people. We call it the top 1% in the world in terms of being practitioners, and they do their shit to work and build cohort-based courses, which kind of gives students or learners all over the world the access to highest level of updated education possible.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you think about, the biggest problem statement was, I love education, but I think education is the biggest problem the country has to solve today. The reason why we say that is education is what failing most of us today, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least in India. And to be very frank, it's a case with the whole world, right? But India is falling way behind it. While, most of the teachers that we learn from actually don't do stuff themselves. Right? They probably have studied in the same college and right now the professors. So they don't know stuff beyond the book. Mm-hmm. And most of the stuff that we learn in the college are never actually applied. What we love about the college is the networking. We're making friends, we're meeting new people, right? But the education that we go through, including the most updated MBAs, are most of the times useless.
Mm-hmm.
You learn nothing of it, right? Directly. So how can we make sure we focus on the top 20%, the Pareto's principle, right? The 80-20 law. How can we make sure that we teach anybody who's interested in a skill the 20% of the stuff which is done 80% of the times, and the trainer, the person who teaches, is not some random teacher who just been studying and teaching, but actually is a guy who's working in a company or is doing exactly what you want to become. You want to become a podcaster? Learn from the best podcaster in the country. Right? That's why Pat Flynn's Smart Passive Income podcast and his programs do so well, because he has proven to be a great podcaster. You don't want to learn from some random dude who has 15 episodes. He knows the tech behind it, but he doesn't know the nuances of it, right? When it comes to YouTube, you would want to learn from someone who is currently growing today, right? Let's say you want to learn YouTube. A lot of people will be like, I would like to learn from someone who has 10 million subscribers. Guess what? He's not a good person to teach you. The reason is he got to 10 million over the course of 10 years. What he used to apply back in the day is no more relevant today. And the kind of stuff that he does today is not going to be applicable for you. So he's going to become like a random dude who's going to talk about stuff that he knows by looking up on the internet. Who you should learn from is probably the guy who's at 250K today. Because he is growing. He's on his way to become $1 million in the next couple of years. So you can be part of the journey. So he is a great instructor, right? When it comes to people are like, oh, I want to learn tennis. I would like to learn from Serena Williams. Guess what? She's not a great teacher. You should learn from a coach, not from her. He is a better person, right? So this is what I mean by that. Executioners, practitioners who are good at teaching, who come out and teach stuff. So we have programs on UX, which is taught by a guy at Amazon, UI, which is taught by a guy at Swiggy, who's working at Swiggy as a designer, performance, which is done by ex-Google and guys who actually run millions of dollars of ads, right? Growth hacking, which I teach because I've done a couple of things there. Public speaking is taught by a guy who's spoken in 27 different countries. Cryptocurrency is taught by a guy who's the OG of crypto, who is the guy who kind of helps a bunch of crypto startups. His name is Ajit Khurana, right? NFT is taught by a guy who actually is leading in the space on NFT. He sells his art for crores of rupees. He knows his shit, right? That's what I mean by that, right? Education, when it comes to the real stuff, has to be taught by people who actually do stuff. And also, more importantly, right, education has to be outcome driven. That is, you sitting and learning is just not good enough. You have to do stuff. So most of our programs is very execution driven. That is, we make you do things. The YouTube program says launch your YouTube channel in 2 months. The public speaking program says become a stage ready person in 4 weeks. So you do stuff every week to become better version of yourself. So the end of the program, you're probably 10 times better than what you were before the program started, right? This is something that I feel is the future of education, and we're kind of building on that.
Subscribe for more of this good stuff. See y'all in the next one.